Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in to the latest edition of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and let's jump right into it, man. I had some notes, but hey, I'm going to go off the top of the head. I'm going to make this a quick one, because I don't want to drag it out too long. I say that all the time, but I really want to try to stick to a 10-minute or less, maximum of 15-minute episode. That way it's in and out. All right, so I'm going to go off the top of the head, man, and give you my thoughts on the Colts game. Now, here's the funny thing. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-2. 7-2. And why are we not happy? Why are we so unhappy and we're 7-2? That's a problem, right? It's not our fault as fans, but that's a serious problem that we're 7-2 and we're not happy. We want people fired. And I won't go that far. There's some people that I think may need to have their job replaced, but I won't go as far as a lot of people. I'm seeing people saying Tomlin needs to go on. Whatever, man. Check the guy's resume. Y'all can say that all you want. I'm never going to agree to that. All right? Now, do the coaches always make the best decisions? Of course not. One of the biggest issues that I saw in Sunday's game, when from a coaching standpoint, you would think the coaches have to have some onus of this, is the 2-point conversion. You call a timeout and then get a delay of game back to back. How does that happen? Either the coaching or the personnel or something went wrong. I got to put blame on everybody. Big Ben, the coaches, Tomlin, Todd Haley. I don't know what happened there. Yes, you don't always have to agree with them, but should Coach Tomlin be fired? Absolutely not. I'm not hearing any of that. You guys can go somewhere with that news. All right. Now, what I will talk about here a bit later before I dive into that is Todd Haley. I'm hearing, there's some reports coming out. We're reading that he's on the hot seat, and he should be. Okay? He should be. I'll talk about that here in a minute. First thing I want to talk about, man, is the defense. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen, man, without Joe Hayden. We're hearing now that Joe Hayden's injury is more likely between 5 to 6 weeks, possibly 4 weeks. From whatever it's worth, I don't know what this means, but they're saying that's a high fibular break. I don't know the anatomy like that to know what is and what isn't. From what I did hear and what I've read is the tibia, I hope I'm saying that correctly, is the one that controls like your weight and pressure and things like that, where the fibula is not as bad. So, the recovery time is a lot less, as well as it's not going to require surgery. That's a good thing, because the way the Steelers look right now, and this is kind of a oxymoron, if you will, because I'm going to say we look like we're going to go to the playoffs, but at the same time, we look like a team that might not, who knows, might not get there or might go home early in the playoffs. We're going to talk about that in a bit as well, but the prognosis is good right now. With Joe Hayden, you would assume he'd be able to come back maybe before or into the playoffs, so that's a good thing. Now, what's the defense going to do without him? We got Cody Sensabaugh, which obviously is going to get the nod. He's probably going to be the guy this week. I would assume that. Don't expect Cam Hayden to be the guy. Cam Sutton to be the guy. That's not going to happen, guys. This guy has not played an NFL down in terms of regular season yet. If Cam Sutton gets any burn, I would expect him to get burned, in place of William Gay in the dime package and things like that. He's not going to take Mike Hilton's spot in the slot. So, outside it's going to be Cody Sensabaugh. Let's hope he can hold things down. Let's hope his veteran, presence will be enough. And, just hope he gets the job done. Artie Burns. Listen, man, I've been the main person saying that Artie Burns has been doing better this year, but he still has problems peeking into the backfield. What's going on with that? He's still a young guy. If you really think about it, this would be his supposed rookie season, because he should have come out of college, this year. And he should have, been a first-year player this year. He came out his junior year a little early and played relatively well, but we know we're going to go through some growing pains with him. We're going to go through the bumps with him. We know as Steelers fans, year number 3 is usually that magical year. So we'll see what he's going to be by year 3. Now, here's the problem, though. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep doing that type of thing against, guys like Brady. Let's not, act like we don't know, what the real deal is. can we beat New England? That's going to always be the question until we play them. And I don't know. From the way I'm looking at it now, I'm not sure. And it's not completely defensively. However, looking at the defense, what I'm seeing is we look like we're leaning back on zone more, where we were running a combination of man and zone. It looks like, at least in the down and distances, we're doing a lot more, you know, looks like cover 3. You know what I mean? Like there was a play, and I looked at the, you know, the picture of it, you know, of the shot of the all-22, and I looked at, you know, it being diagrammed. The play where we gave up the second touchdown, that second deep touchdown to that kid Rodgers. It looked like a cover 3, right? And it definitely looked like Mike Mitchell was favoring T.Y. Hilton, which you would understand that, right? He can only cover but so much, you know, of the field. The quarterback throws it outside the hashes or whatever. He's not going to make up that much ground across field. But, if you go back and look at that play, what was Mike Hilton doing right there? You know, Mike Hilton should have carried that guy up the seam. Now, again, like I said, it's cover 3 and you have different responsibilities. Hilton is playing the inside. Maybe he was, you know, thinking to play the flats while, you know, and hanging that area there. While Artie Burns, he was expecting maybe Artie to go deep, or Cody Sensabaugh. Not sure which guy was on that side. I think it was Cody. But you cannot, I mean, you just cannot release somebody free in the seam like that and expect that you're going to have help on the back end in a cover 3. Because when it's cover 3, you know, your safety is a center fielder, and the safety has to make a read. You understand what I'm saying? He either has to go left or right. And of course, you're going to favor coverage more over the top of T.Y. Hilton. So in that scenario, the opposite side corner has to know, okay, I need to carry this more or turn that into a man situation. That needs to become a match coverage and run with this guy down the seam. Clearly that didn't happen. Like I said, I can't put all the blame on Mike Hilton because I don't know what the call was, but looking at that, I'm like, that was a mistake made by Mike Hilton. The other corner, again, I can't remember if it was Artie or Sensabaugh. I think it was Sensabaugh on that left side. You know, Artie or Sensabaugh, whoever it was, you know, followed the other guy that was on the outside, you know, basically did what he was supposed to do, and we let it go up the seam. Stuff like that can't happen. And then let's talk about the first touchdown. Artie Burns peeking in the backfield. You know, when the guy hits him with a double move right over the top, this stuff can't happen. This stuff cannot happen, man. And then again, let's go back to the second touchdown one more time. Then Mike Mitchell and Mike Hilton misses the tackle and allows the guy to get into the end zone. So the biggest problem that I saw with the defense in that game, missed tackles and defensive lapses. Because if you take those 2 big plays away, the defense played well. Let's be honest. Our defense is playing much better this season. We have a far better defense as a collective than we did last year. They're playing good ball, holding guys to minimal points, you know, trying to keep or seem to be keeping the yardage down, you know, outside of the Matt Stafford, you know, situation. But for the most part, keeping yardage down and things like that, they're doing a good job. They're doing a good job. Now, I always say this, if you can hold a team under 20 points in the NFL, your defense is doing a good job. Okay? So they got to clean up those lapses. It's not good to see that after a bye. You would think they would be better. Excuse me, something's in my eye there, guys. But you have to clean up those defensive lapses. And you also have to, you got to tackle. I mean, how many third and shorts did we see? And guys missed tackles. Ryan Shazier, as much as I love Ryan Shazier, he has to find a way to finish these plays, especially the ones that he have in the backfield. This dude could have so many more tackles for loss if he would just make the tackle. But I think his speed is a detriment to him at times. He gets there so fast, I don't think he all the way breaks down. You know, he comes in with an arm tackle or whatever. Shazier has to shore that up because Shazier is a monster. Great play he made on that interception with the anticipation, reading the play. He said he was blitzing and then he saw Doyle leaking out. That's what I'm talking about. That's the type of cerebral stuff we used to see from a Troy Polamalu. And my eyes just seems to be watering on us, guys. But it's live. We're going to keep it rolling. I'm not going to start the video over. But, yeah. You know, defense looks like we could be something. You know, they still got some things to work on, yes, but you gotta, again, look at it from a broad perspective. They're keeping points down, they're keeping yards down, they're keeping us in the game. Now let's talk about this offense real quick before we get out of here. Juju Smith-Schuster, let's go ahead and say it right now. This kid is a stud. This kid's a stud. Juju is going to be a monster for us. This guy is a stud. I am all the way in favor of the second round pick now. When it happened back then, I wasn't sure about getting another receiver that early, but let's just call it what it is. Juju is going to be that guy. He is a stud. He's proven himself, gets his 5th touchdown, catches a nice deep ball, combative catch, takes the ball away from the defender. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. Out there blocking. Love this kid's potential. He's going to be special. Antonio Brown doing what he does late in the game to help us out. You know, he didn't have as many targets, but in a way, that's kind of a good thing, right? Of course, you want to give AB the ball, but I'm not mad at the fact that he's not overly targeted, because we know what happens when Ben does that, right? Martavis Bryant made a couple good plays. I really like seeing that shallow cross with Martavis Bryant. That's what we need to start doing with him. Running a few more shallow crosses, you know, maybe some corner routes, you know, some in routes, things like that. Get him more along the route tree. Get him more involved in the route tree if he can do it, if he's capable, instead of just always running the deep routes, because everybody knows that that's coming. Just like the second play in the game. Roethlisberger goes deep. And listen, I understand Roethlisberger's explanation, so I don't know if I all the way put it on him throwing that pick. He said he told Martavis, listen, we're going to take a shot. And, you know, instead of, you know, going to the outside, you know, get on the inside of him. Based on the way the corner's playing, you run it to the inside. Ben threw it to the inside. Martavis is on the outside. Doesn't make a play at the ball. And that, you know, that corner, Desir, I think his name was, he makes the pick. I didn't like the fact that Martavis didn't at least try to challenge the ball, or at least challenge the catch, or become the defender and try to keep him from catching it. You know, he goes with his arms down while the DB is making an excellent play. So I can't all the way put that one on Big Ben. Sometimes you got to take your deep shot. You got to trust your guy. You know, if he wants to be the man, you got to make plays like that. But who knows what happened there. But I'm real concerned with this offense, guys, and I'm just looking at time here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here quick. You know, we're 7-2. We're 7-2, and I think there may be still room for the Steelers to improve, but y'all know me. Y'all know my logic. I know what my team is by week 6, week 7. Right now, we look like a team that defense will keep you in the game at times. They can break at times, but the offense is not scoring enough points. So there's your question, you know, the answer to your question. Are we going to beat New England? Not the way we playing right now. Let's give Ben Roethlisberger a little bit of credit. There was a little bit of Ben being Ben in that game. You know, standing in the pocket, you know, buying time and things like that. It took some Ben Roethlisberger magic to win that game. Let's not get that twisted. Ben won that game for us in the end. In the second half, Roethlisberger won that game. But outside of that, I still got to say the offense is just not producing enough, man. We're just not producing. You know, red zone efficiency was better. But again, you know, we got down there one time off of a turnover. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to find a better way, man, to get the offensive production rolling. And we got to find that proper balance with the run and the pass. And Todd Haley, let's talk about him before we go. Listen, I'm not the coach. I'm not a NFL coach. I don't always know the scheme. I don't know what the play call was. I don't know if it was Roethlisberger's fault. I don't know if it was Haley's fault. I don't know if Tomlin trumped the call, which he did do on the 2-point conversion. He said that Haley said, hey, let's go ahead and kick. Tomlin said, no, even with the penalty, we going for this too. So Tomlin does step in from time to time. We also know that Tomlin gives his coaches the ability to coach. And I say all that to say this. Something is wrong with this offense. There are reports coming out saying Todd Haley is on the hot seat, and I might have to agree with that. Because let's face it, you look at these other offenses around the league, that is quote unquote not as explosive as the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't have the same athletes from position to position as the Pittsburgh Steelers. What is going on? We are so predictable. You know, again, I'm not going to say this man can't coach because I'm not an NFL coach, but we are so predictable. And if we can see that on the TV screen, when everybody knows, here comes the run. How many times did we see that counterplay? And listen, when it works, but it has to be a point where you're like, okay, let's try something different. I don't see a lot of adjustments out of Todd Haley. That's what bothers me. It's not so much just his play calling. It's also that he doesn't make the adjustments. He sticks with things too much, or he's too predictable. When everybody in the world knows it's going to be a run, he runs it. Sometimes we got to mix it up. Well, how about do more, you know, we do receiver screens, and it worked a couple times in that game, picked up, you know, 5-6 yards. That's a positive game. What about some running back, you know, halfback screens? We don't really see that from our team. Get Le'Veon Bell out in space. Get Juju the ball out in space. You know, and even like that, the one play when they ran the end around, backed up in their own territory, it's like, I don't understand it, man. I don't understand it. And all I will say is something needs to be changed. They need to either open that playbook, let Roethlisberger do no huddle, or maybe it's time for Todd Haley to go. It's a combination of everything. Ben's play early on and Todd Haley together is not working. Ben, again, looked a little better in the second half, but still, I'm going to be keeping my eyes open, man, because we're nearing the end here. And this is going to be a tough game against these Titans. Tough. They can run the ball. They have pretty solid defense. It's Dick LeBeau. We could have an advantage there, though, because Ben, you would think, knows that defense, excuse me. So, we'll see, man. You know, I won't have time to do the recap. You know, I may not get the chance to do that, guys. I've told some of you guys I'm off to Vegas tomorrow morning. I won't be back until Monday. So there you have it. This is probably just going to be this particular episode. If I can sneak one in later tonight, maybe I'll do a pre-recorded keys to victory, but I can't promise that. All right, but outside of that, man, those are my thoughts. The Steelers are 72. Happy about that. It's been a long time since we've seen something like that. I think they said since the 07 season with Tomlin. Good to see that. If we could keep this thing going, great. But we're going to have to improve offensively. If the Steelers cannot score at least 21 points, they're going to be in big trouble. I'm talking about just the offense. Just the offense, not including field goals. If the Steelers are unable to average 3 touchdowns a game, we could be in some trouble. That's 21 points, guys. Add another field goal or 2 in there. That's, what, 24? 27? That's not a lot. It's not like I'm saying we need to score 40, 50 a game. I'm just saying the offense needs to convert at least 3 touchdowns. We ain't been doing that this year. What's going on? Or at least sustain some drives. Even if we don't score a lot of points, can we sustain drives and keep the drive going to keep the clock burning? I'm not seeing it, man. So, we'll see. We'll see if the struggle continues. I know Thursday night games are not always the best, but hey, we're both struggling with that. At least we're at home, so we'll see what happens. All right, so there's my recap, man, on that game. Hope Joe Hayden can get healthy soon. I hope the rest of these guys can step up. Hope we mix in some more man coverage. Give it a shot, man. Give it a shot and see what we can do. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for this particular episode. It did go a little longer. You know, it always does that, so it is what it is. But I still were able to get this done before the time I needed to go, so happy to bring it to you. So you guys know the routine. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Cut your notifications on so you are fully aware when new videos are available. And last but not least, man, I promise, guys, it will never hurt you to hit that like button. And if you like what you see here, man, make sure you share it. You know, make sure you share it. You know, give me some love and share it with your friends and other Steelers fans and those alike. All right? All right, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Y'all be easy. Here we go, Steelers. Let's get this win on Thursday night. All right? Peace.